What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about everything we know so far about the Season 6 update for MW3 and Warzone. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and as a big reminder, we got plenty of brand new article coverage going up on detonated.com for those who want to stay up to date with all things Call of Duty, whether it's Black Ops 6 or even Season 6. Now, it's been a pretty busy last couple of days with weekend 1 of the Black Ops 6 beta. Taking a break from BO6 for a second, though, I do have a nuke gameplay here in the background for you. Had to get back into the swing of things for some MW3 coverage since the final season is upon us. So as of right now, according to the in-game Battle Pass timer, Season 6 for MW3 and Warzone should be starting on September 18th at around 9 AM Pacific, which is 11 o'clock Central and 12 o'clock Eastern. The patch itself should be around 20 gigs or maybe even a bit less. That's in the ballpark of what previous seasons have been around in terms of file size, but you guys are likely aware that COD HQ recently got a bit of an overhaul. They actually shrunk the overall size of MW3, they've detached Warzone from the premium experience, and they got the HQ launcher ready for not just the Black Ops 6 beta, but even the full launch of the game, which is going to be October 25th. Now later on in October, after Season 6 does release, but before Black Ops 6 comes out, there will end up being a new overhaul to the COD HQ launcher, providing everybody with a brand new interface. That'll also mark the final prep update for Black Ops 6, likely providing a couple of packages for the full preload of the game, and maybe even shrinking Modern Warfare 3 a little bit more. Now I'm definitely nervous about whether or not Black Ops 6 spoilers will be within the Season 6 update or even a patch that's coming later on in October. Hopefully nothing major like all the campaign subtitles or even some zombie quests do pop up in an upcoming patch. Fingers crossed the security is at an all-time high for this upcoming Call of Duty. Now on a recent episode of the COD Pod, Stephanie Snowden did confirm that Black Ops 6 will also have a Halloween update of some sorts, and I know we'll talk more about the haunting later in this video, but just while we're on the topic of Black Ops 6, we'll likely end up seeing some type of infected LTM, maybe the ability to play as a zombie in multiplayer, potentially even that turn mode that we saw back during, what was it, Blackout? It was called Pandemic, but the mode obviously originated from BO2 Zombies. That could be added in some way, shape, or form to Black Ops 6. It could mark the first actual in-game challenge event for the game that releases around a week after the game fully comes out, maybe a couple of days. Black Ops 4 kind of had an update like this in the form of face paint, so this could be pretty huge for Black Ops 6, and I'm sure they'll elaborate more on this as we get closer to the launch of the game. But when all that releases, it will still be while Season 6, but when all that releases, it will still be while Season 6 is active and is the current season across COD HQ. But apart from that, we should be getting an official reveal as well as some blog posts and trailers for our 6th season pretty soon actually. So the Black Ops 6 beta does come to an end on September the 9th. That'll be the conclusion of weekend number 2, the open access period, which does not require the use of a beta code or even a pre-order. So with that calendar in mind, we should be seeing the blog post and full roadmap for Season 6 on around September 11th or the 12th. Now, I'm not going to go into why the 11th may not be the day they end up marketing a new season. It's pretty obvious, so we should expect some type of blog post and full reveal at some point that week though, which is around a full week before the start of this 6th season, whereas we'll probably end up getting a full Battle Pass / cosmetic blog post and trailer, even a Black Cell overview, on around September 17th, an exact 24 hours before the release of all this brand new content. Now, as far as weaponry does go for the 6th season, as of now, based on what I could find on Twitter, it looks like 2 weapons were discovered for the final season. We have the H-Car, which is kind of like a modern day bar, and then we also have the LMG known as the RPL-20. Now, could there be more weapons coming in our 6th season? Absolutely right. Not going to rule that out at all, but based on the information that leaked out following the release of Season 5 Reloaded, this is the info that we have so far. So aftermarket parts may also be dropping for weapons like the Cat AMR, which is a sniper, the MX Guardian, and even the Storm Ender. So these are some pretty unique weapons that I would say could actually use some cool aftermarket parts. There may not be a total of like 6 or 7 AMs for Season 6. There could just be a short list like the 3 that I mentioned here. I think Season 6 is going to be a little bit different from previous seasons, considering that Black Ops 6 will end up releasing while Season 6 is still active, and we saw stuff like this happen with some previous Call of Duty entries where a new COD comes out even though a Season 6 is still live for the last game, and then that'll just remain the current season until the first season begins for the new Call of Duty, a good, month-ish after the new new Call of Duty releases. But as far as operators go, we still have Melina Romanova, which was rumored to be a playable character several months ago, but that may have been canceled, and I'm not too confident that she'll end up being a playable character in Season 6. Totally possible, though. I'm just going to mention it since that was a leak several months ago. We also have a new rumor surrounding Alejandro. Apparently, he may end up being the focus of the 6th season. Now, it's unclear what that exactly means. Will there be an actual cinematic cutscene furthering the plot a little bit and kind of setting up a Modern Warfare 4 or something, which won't be coming out for a couple of years? Or are they just going to use him as the face of the roadmap and all the marketing before they get deeper into the Haunting, right? There could even be a separate roadmap for the Haunting, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But Alejandro hasn't really been seen in the spotlight at all throughout MW3, so it'll be cool to kind of follow up on his whereabouts after Season 3 of MW2 last year. A new operator codename named Romeo did get leaked out, so it's unclear if that's something relevant here. And then also a codename for a new Black Cell operator called Slamfire. Again, that could just be a codename, not the actual name of an upcoming character, but you know, they'll end up being a Black Cell bundle here for Season 6. Now, what's crazy though, as we get deeper into the Haunting, is that apparently there's going to be a collab with Trick or Treat. You guys are probably familiar with this if you're into horror movies, but yeah, this is the first of what I believe is going to be many collabs we end up getting throughout Season 6. Last year for Modern Warfare 2, there were quite a few different collaborations for the final season, and to go along with that game's Haunting event, we're talking Evil Dead, Diablo, there was Skeletor, Alucard, and even more. It was a pretty big Haunting crossover, let alone the full Spawn-themed Battle Pass and several Spawn-themed characters that we got all throughout that final season. Now, I do want to mention real quickly that the Jason Universe Twitter account, which is official by the way, does follow several different companies and publishers, with one of them being Call of Duty. Is it possible that we end up getting a Jason Voorhees crossover in Call of Duty for the very first time? Totally a possibility. I mean, we got Michael Myers back during Call of Duty Ghost 2013. We'll love to see Michael again at some point in the future, even though there aren't really any Michael Myers movies in the works right now. I think there is a Jason movie in the works somewhere, so there could be a big possibility here. We see a Friday the 13th crossover for, let's say, the Battle Pass, or just as a random bundle. That would be great to see. But either way, if you guys are wondering, when could the Haunting actually begin for Season 6, right? Will it be right away on day 1, September 18th? I don't think that's going to be the case, although I'm not opposed to it, because I do want to see the Haunting content live as long as possible, since it's probably going to be as cool as last year, where you have full map reskins, big LTMs, crazy boss fights, challenge events, rewards. I'd want to see the Haunting live as much as possible, because Black Ops 6 comes out, once again, as a reminder, on October 25th. That's before Halloween, so if we get to kickstart Season 6 with some Halloween festivities, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. But last year for Season 6 and the Haunting for MW2, we saw that season go live on September 27th, whereas the Haunting didn't go live until October 17th. So considering that 3-week gap, it's totally possible that the Haunting for MW3 doesn't actually go live until around October the 9th. Could even be just a week after the season starts, could be 2 weeks, even 4 weeks. We'll just have to wait and see, because technically the Haunting is meant to be the reloaded or mid-season update for that game, so they could even wait till the very last second. We're talking after October the 9th, but that would mean that the Haunting itself wouldn't really be live that long, because they'll obviously take away all those festivities as a new Call of Duty releases, because that game will then be in the spotlight. So I'd assume a good 3-ish weeks, maybe even 2, before October 25th is when the Haunting should go live for MW3, just to ensure that doesn't conflict with the upcoming Call of Duty. But considering as of now when recording this, there isn't any type of early access opportunity for Black Ops 6 on October 17th, neither campaign or zombies, that just means Modern Warfare 3 has a little bit more time in the spotlight with the 6th and final season. But over in Warzone, definitely expect the return of Zombies Royale. This has been a very popular LTM over the last couple of years. And then in terms of which Warzone map will get the reskin, last year it was Al Mazrah and Vondead. This year, could it be Urzikstan and Rebirth? There are some rumors circulating that apparently the Vondead map, which is the Halloween reskin of Vondead, did get added back into the game's files. Again, I can't verify this. I'm not a data miner. I'm just reporting on the news here. I think it's totally a possibility we get maybe a blend between Urzikstan and Vondead, although I'd be a little bit shocked about that. I would assume they go with the more popular map that's currently live, which is Rebirth Island. But either way, if you guys are wondering what other big Warzone updates could release in Season 6, I'm gonna say probably not much. Apart from whatever happens with the Haunting, they're gonna save all the big quality quality of life and overhauls for Season 1 of Black Ops 6. I'll talk more about that in a separate video soon, but we learned quite a bit over at COD Next about the future of Warzone, and now it's bringing the experience a lot closer to what it was at the end of Warzone 1. I'm sure Season 6 is just going to be an absolute blast when it comes to events, challenges, and surprises for Halloween, but nothing really more than that. Now, there are several different camos that have leaked out for MW3, many of which have not come out yet, and many of which we have no idea what they're actually tied to, so I can also guess maybe there's some camos that could be used as a big reward, similar to the awesome ghoulie camo from last year, maybe as a reward for doing something in some of the Halloween challenge events, whether it's killing bosses, collecting souls, something along those lines. I would not be surprised about that whatsoever. But if you're like, wait, what about multiplayer? Well, Sledgehammer has absolutely killed it this year with brand new 6v6 maps, small maps, game modes, and even events, so I'm gonna bet that the Halloween festivities in multiplayer are gonna be even better than what we got in multiplayer for MW2 last year. Last year we ended up getting a couple of map reskins, which weren't bad by any means, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get maybe 1 or 2 new / original maps or remasters on top of some Halloween reskins to really close out MW3 multiplayer with a bit of a bang. Rumors suggest that modes like Horde Point and a zombie type infected LTM are also going to be added into multiplayer. I think those were very successful modes that we saw back during Season 2 of this game, which was obviously zombies focused. But if you're like, wait, what about the actual zombies mode in Modern Warfare 3? Well, although Season 5 Reloaded marked the end of MWZ in terms of narrative, act missions, and schematics, there has been that LTM that we've talked about quite a bit here on the channel over the last couple of months. There's an LTM that apparently involves PvPvE gameplay, which is more in line with DMZ and similar to the Halloween event that we got last year for DMZ and Warzone, where you're facing off against real players. The stakes are high, but there's also some actual Halloween bosses you can go up against. Maybe a mode like that is coming to Season 6 of Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and that's why it really wasn't released anytime sooner, because it was meant to be released with The Haunting, not just as a new public event or a dedicated LTM. PvPvE in Zombies sounds really fun. Maybe it's something that they were truly just saving for The Haunting, nothing else. Now, the last thing I'll end with is that we're absolutely getting the final Prestige camo in Modern Warfare 3 with our 6th season. It was already promised in the actual game menus. It's going to require a couple 100,000 more weapon XP with the weapon that you want the camo on after you've unlocked the One Trick, Obsidian, and Mercury camos, which are the other Prestige camos that are currently in the game. But we're obviously going to see the end of seasonal Prestige with Season 6 as well. That means a total level cap of 1,250, which is the equivalent of Prestige 25. So yes, 4 more Prestiges are coming to Modern Warfare 3, which obviously won't sync up at all with Black Ops 6. That game's going to be a complete fresh start with 10 new Prestiges and a level 1000 grind day 1 on October 25th, but there'll obviously be calling card challenges and even a blueprint reward for hitting the max rank inside of MW3 this time around. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. That's everything we know so far about the 6th and final season for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. How are you feeling about everything that we know about the current Haunting event, plus everything else we discussed? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody.